Be sure to order your copy of the Go-Go Offense by Coach Brennan Marion on footballgameplan.com/GoGoOffense. Coach Marion goes through the ins and outs of his explosive offense, one that's tearing up the college football field and putting a lot of points on the scoreboard. Again, you can order your copy at footballgameplan.com/GoGoOffense. Don't forget to order your copy of our 2020 NFL Draft Prospect Guide. You can find that on our website at footballgameplan.com/2020 draft guide. You'll get full scouting reports on over 650 prospects for this upcoming draft class. Welcome to Football Game Plan, where football makes sense. I'm Emery Hunt, the czar of the playbook. Bring you our Minnesota Vikings 7-round mock draft for the 2020 NFL Draft. And before we get started, let's take a look at the mock draft rules. Well, before the Minnesota Vikings decided to extend Kirk Cousins, quarterback would have been a need for them early in the draft. Now they can completely push that to the back of the end of the line of needs, in my opinion. Wide receiver still could be considered one of their top 3 needs, even though they signed Tajae Sharpe in free agency. He's a solid receiver, but he's coming in on a 1-year deal with the hopes that he can turn that into a longer one. Nose tackle Michael Pierce, who comes over from the Baltimore Ravens, helps fill a big need on the interior of their defensive line. And the Vikings still have an abundance of picks, 12 in fact, to help stockpile talent and build depth on the roster. And with the first of 2 first-round picks, I went cornerback Noah Igbinoghene out of Auburn. He's got strong matchup skills and elite-level athleticism to hold his own in one-on-one coverage. Wide receiver Tee Higgins gives them a taller vertical threat to go opposite of Adam Thielen. Higgins is a really good football player that should be an immediate red zone threat as a rookie. In round 2, I went to the offensive line with LSU's tackle Saahdia Charles. I think he has the potential to be a starter at either tackle spot, so he'll be groomed to be the next in line at either left or right tackle. Shane Lemieux out of Oregon gives them more depth along the interior. He was part of a very talented offensive line at Oregon and would help strengthen the Minnesota Vikings up front. Heading back to the secondary with Michigan State's Josiah Scott, I'm a big fan of his instincts and coverage ability. I think he could be a real ideal replacement inside for the departed Mackenzie Alexander. In round 4, I grabbed Jacob Eason from Washington. To be honest, he still has a lot of upside left in this game and would be worth the risk here in round 4 as someone to groom and develop. Chris Miller out of Baylor is one of the true enforcers at safety who has excellent closing speed to the ball as well as to the ball carrier and receiver. He plays an aggressive game just like Harrison Smith does on the back end. Now, Malik Harrison out of Ohio State is a solid 2-down defender that will provide good depth as well as help strengthen the special teams unit. Julian Blackmon of Utah is a solid combo safety that can also hold his own if need be in the slot, so he would give the Vikings a versatile move piece at the position. Continuing to build more depth along the offensive line with Clemson center Sean Pollard. I think he does a great job in pass pro and has the versatility that you want up front, having played 3 of the 5 positions along the offensive line in college. Running back Joshua Kelly out of UCLA is a good all-around player who could bring both depth and special teams value to the position. I think he had a really good week down there at the Senior Bowl this past January. And wrapping up the Vikings mock draft with defensive end Nasir Player out of East Tennessee State. I like how he closes to the quarterback in pursuit and is also a very solid run defender as well. He played a really good game against the Tennessee Volunteers back in 2018. So that's it for this Minnesota Vikings 7-round mock draft video. Be sure to follow me on all of my social media accounts and don't forget to check out and subscribe to the Football Game Plan Network located at youtube.com/footballgameplan. Also subscribe on iTunes to Football Game Plan Podcast and leave us a 5-star rating and pick up a copy of our 2020 NFL Draft Guide. You can find that beautiful thing at footballgameplan.com/2020 draft guide. And don't forget to check out every Thursday and Friday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time on the Game Plus Network, our Scout Team TV show. Again, check with your cable provider for channel listings.